morning, everybody. I just want to note that Z is also up here with us as well because he helped us a lot with the BHS Student Senate, which we will talk about in a second.
Heather, Z, and I had the pleasure of attending BHMS on Tuesday of this week to launch our first 8th grade Student Senate meeting. Just as a refresher, the BHMS Student Senate is a school-wide student feedback space. Every affinity group and volunteer-based club is represented in the space. Other members are recommended by staff for being influential, justice-minded, or active in their school community. Students participated in facilitated discussions led by Heather, Z, and I. These meetings will provide students with the opportunity to not only voice their concerns and brainstorm solutions, but also bring their concerns to the administration's attention.
Okay, and then do we scroll? So on the slideshow, we have a screenshot of the agenda that we used during the meeting. We got to know every single member of the council, and it was really exciting to have really meaningful conversations with them. As a group, we went through 2 activities. Our first one was a cultural identity worksheet, which allowed us to explore the numerous backgrounds we each have. Our second activity asked students about barriers within the school environment, and we asked for them to come up with ideas they had for overcoming these barriers, actions that both students and staff could take. Some of these barriers included, but are not limited to, wanting greater transparency between students and administrators, anonymous feedback forums, and school-wide bonding activities.
Looking to the future, we discussed with the students what they wanted to see in the next meeting. In January, we will be setting goals for the group and also further fleshing out meeting details such as how often we'll have meetings. It was so exciting to work with these brilliant students, all of which came from diverse backgrounds, and we can't wait to see what will come out of the BHMS 8th grade Senate.
And on the screen, we just have some pictures of the meeting that took place on Tuesday. Yeah, go for it. We look forward to launching the rest of our groups as well. On the screen, we have our timeline for rolling out the rest of the student senates at BHMS. We will pilot our 7th grade program in early January, followed by our 6th grade program in mid-January. Finally, our 8th grade senate will have its second meeting in late January. Based on the results of those meetings, we will continue to make adjustments to the student senate program to better serve our students.
So as a council, we are planning to launch similar student feedback spaces at all of our schools with a priority to start them at our middle schools first. And we know that each of our buildings are different, so while East Hills and West Hills may adopt a space similar to the BHMS Student Senate, it may not look exactly the same. And we will be in contact with the other middle school administrators in the coming weeks to develop a plan to establish these spaces as soon as possible. We had hoped to get them set up sometime this month, but as you know, there was a lot that happened and just some things got in the way. But our current middle school liaisons, along with respective alumni on the Student Advisory Council, is going to help facilitate these groups.
And then finally, last meeting, we mentioned that we were considering starting office hours at the high school during advisory, and we discussed this idea with BHHS student leadership, who is also interested in hosting a similar event to reach out to students about school fundraisers and other student leadership related activities. We tentatively decided that student leadership and the Student Intern Advisory Council will be co-hosting coffee hours during advisory with actual bagels and coffee. These office hours will give students the opportunity to talk to board members or other representatives of the student voice. And this initiative will likely start in 2022.
And I just want to add as well that we want to reach out to the Student Equity Council. I've talked to some of the members about including them in this sort of coffee hour as well.
And that concludes our report for tonight. Thank you.
All right, anybody else? Okay, thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
All right.